Not paying attention to these 5 things before you buy your home, then you may be incurring additional expenses to the tune of thousands of dollars. Today, I'll be sharing with you 5 important things you have to inspect whenever you are buying a home. And if you know anyone who may benefit from this video, please do not hesitate to share it with them. You can also tag them in the comments below so they can get all the details. All right, let's dive in. Before you buy a house, you want to make sure you conduct a thorough home inspection to check if there are any hidden damages or defects that might cost you more money if you discover later. So before you close the deal, you need to make sure that you go through a professional home inspection to make sure that the house you want to buy is very clear from any hidden damages. You wouldn't want to buy a house and find out months after you have moved in, or even years later, that there are hidden defects in this home. If you have the right information, you wouldn't have to worry or put yourself in any stressful situation. So if you know me by now, I always like to do the first things first. So the very first thing that you want to inspect when buying a home is to watch out for cracks. What are cracks? Cracks are something that you have to look out for that can be alarming and very dangerous for the building. So cracks can be both in the interior and the exterior walls of the house you want to buy. You see, walls with large number of cracks that most of the time exceed about 2 millimeters, you want to worry about them because they will be a cause for an alarm, and it is important for you to point these particular cracks to the home inspector. As a matter of fact, every professional home inspector will be alarmed immediately they see a crack in the home. And of course, it is not all cracks that are really dangerous. But for sure, with an inspector, with a professional home inspector, they will be able to guide you to let you know if the crack we are seeing is actually as dangerous or not. Of course, it's good to be on the safer side for you to know that the cracks you are seeing are not that serious versus if they are very serious, and then you can make a decision right from that point so you don't use your hard-earned income to purchase debts, worry, and stress thereafter. The second thing that is very important for you to watch out for when you are buying a home is what I call mold. Although mold might seem common in majority of the households, they can become a threat to one's life, especially if you have family and you have young ones living with you. So that is why it's important to make sure that there are no mold in any home that you are buying. It can also be a clue to a larger underlying problem, because mold don't come on their own. They come as a result of a bigger problem that is happening with the property or the building or the house you are purchasing. Therefore, you want to make sure that you have the mold cleaned professionally so that the home can be suitable and healthy both for you and your family. Professionals can get this done for you. They can get it clearly cleaned and make it safe as an habitation for you to live in. After all, you purchase this with your hard-earned income and you want to live in a clean and healthy home. Check for signs of pest, insect, or rodent infestation inside that property you are buying. Because if they are around this property, they can cause greater damage that you might think of. Of course, it's normal to find occasional insects or pests in older homes. However, there is a clear sign of infestation you will want to know about before you move in. No one wants to move in to a house that is secretly filled with pests. It will be very scary. So this is why you want to make sure that there are no pests in your home. Otherwise, the little children will be scared. Even you living with pests can be scary, and you don't want to use your hard-earned income to purchase pests in your home. So make sure you watch out for those signs of pests and insect infestation, because they could even damage the property in the long run. You want to be sure you are watching out for lead paint. Owners are often required to disclose. Actually, before you purchase a home, there is a form that is called the disclosure of latent defects in the home. So with this form, owners are always required to disclose to you, the buyer, if the property has a lead paint. So together with this and the property disclosure statement, they will be able to let you know if there are any kind of lead paint or any major issue with the property you are purchasing. And then your property inspector must also be able to determine if there is a lead paint or not. Although lead paint doesn't necessarily pose a threat unless it is ingested, but you will want to know about it, especially if you are moving in with kids. You want to be sure that your children are safe and everyone in the home are healthy. This is why you hold it as a duty that the home you are moving in, you are buying with your funds, you want to be sure they are clear of all of these things. The last but not the least is to make sure that you check the roof. There are many ways to tell if the roof of any building is in good standing or they need repairs. First, you should look at the lines. There are these lines on the roof. You need to check if they are straight, or if they are not really straight, that means they require some repairs, because that shows that they have some deflections. You will also want to check the roof gutters. These are the lines at the edge of those roofs. You want to check if they are not rusty. The downpipes, to see if the property has storm drain waters. There are some waters that came from the storm, and make sure that they are draining. Make sure also that the water isn't just falling to the ground. Not having soak away wells can cause flooding. You should know this by now. And excess water flow around the property. Meanwhile, installing it will be affecting the foundation, and it could be very, very detriment for your funding. And of course, I'm very sure every professional home inspector will be able to get this done. They have a checklist of all they need to do. So they go to the roof. Most of the time, I've seen them when they come, they go to the roof, they check everything they need. Of course, you can be at the roof with them. They go there to check for all of these things. And at the end of their job, one beautiful thing that you have is they have a detailed report that they will give you, and then you can study each of the checklist of what they've looked at the home, and they will be able to give you a professional guide and advice on what you need to do. Maybe you need to go back to the seller to renegotiate, or if everything is okay, then you make the next step to close that deal.